Hi friends, this is Myra with Vial Designs, and in this video I'm showing you how to create this beautiful watercolor floral doodle bookmark. I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step, and you can use the same steps I used to create this one and create different types of floral doodle bookmarks like these two over here. Let's go over the tools that you're going to need to create these watercolor floral doodles bookmarks, and I'm going to add links to everything in the blog post and in the description down below. So the first thing that we're going to need is paper. I'm using this mixed media paper by Canson. You can also do watercolor. We're also going to need pencil to sketch and the Pigeon letters, Monoline Studio Pen 03 and 01. Also a brush. I'm using the Pigeon letters Studio Filbert 3/4. And the next thing is this kneaded eraser, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to use it. It is not necessary, but I 100% recommend that you have one. We're also gonna be using the Karin brush pens, and I'm using this Aqua 204 and Pale Violet 247. Of course, you can use whatever color you want, and you can also use any water-based markers that will help you to create watercolor. We're gonna need some water, tassels, and this hole punch. This one is very cute because it has a star in it. You can use whatever hole puncher you have, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first step is to cut your paper to size. My bookmarks are 2 inches by 6, and then grab your brush, dip it in water, and we're gonna start painting with the water. And this is how we're gonna create watercolors using brush pens. So once you paint with water, make sure you have enough, be generous with it, and now grab the color that you want and start painting with the marker. Now grab your brush, dip it again in a little bit of water, and paint over the watercolor that you made with your marker. Now, if you want the color to be more vibrant, make sure you go over with your pen and don't add as much water to it. And then if you want it to be less vibrant, then you will add more water. Now we're gonna repeat the same process with the other color. Again, this is the Pale Violet 247, and I'm choosing to only do these two colors because I think they go really well together. You can do more colors, or you can even just keep it simple and just do one color. And as I was doing this, I noticed that there was too much water at the borders of the bookmark, so you can simply grab a rag and just dab in the parts where you think there is too much water and you want to remove it. Just do a quick dab on each part like I'm doing here, and that's going to solve your problem. Now you can put your bookmark aside to let her air dry, but if you're a little bit impatient like me, or you don't have that much time to finish this project, I 100% recommend that you get this embossing heat tool. It's gonna cut your drying process in half. And because we're using watercolor, your paper might bend a little bit, so I always recommend that you go through the heat gun on the back so you can help the paper become more straight. So now that our background is completely dry, I'm gonna go ahead and use my pencil to sketch our floral doodles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of like a rough sketch, and then I'm gonna go over with my monoline pens. So for this floral doodle, we're gonna start with a small circle for the center, and then we're gonna start drawing the petals. We're gonna do the first one, and then we're gonna do the other ones around it, and also the stem. And we're gonna add leaves on either side of the stem. So now once you sketch, you can use the kneaded eraser. And basically what the kneaded eraser does is that it allows you to erase your pencil sketch without erasing it completely. So I don't know if you can see it here, but I can see it enough where I know where the flower is gonna be, and then I can go over it with my monoline pen. For the outside, I'm going to be using the monoline studio pen, and I'm using the 03. And then for the finer details and the shading, I'm going to be using the 01. Let's go ahead and do the center. And then we're going to do a lot of small circles inside the center. And now we're going to do our petals. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my monoline pen 01 to do the finer details inside the leaves and the shading inside the flower. Now you can always do the shading and the details with the same pen, but I always recommend, if possible, that you go with a smaller size tip, just because the details are going to be more delicate in the petals as well as the flower. And now as you are making these little lines, make sure that you don't make them completely straight. As you can see here, they are kind of a little bit curved, and just because this is going to give it a little bit more dimension and more character to the flower. Alright, the botanical drawing is done, and I really love how it looks. We are almost done with our watercolor and botanical drawing bookmark, and now I'm going to show you these other two that I made with different color backgrounds, and this is so you can have an idea of the different styles of bookmarks that you can make using the flower doodles and the greenery doodles. I hope you like this. So now let's go ahead and go to the next step of the bookmark. Okay, so go ahead and grab the hole puncher and then pick one of the ends that you would like to have the tassel on, and then you can measure it, but I'm just gonna highball the center, and then I'm gonna go ahead and punch the hole. And I just think it's so cute, and this one is a star, and this hole puncher came in a set of 3, so it's a circle, a star, and a heart, and I just think they're really cute. As I mentioned before, all the links to everything that I'm using is going to be in the description, as well as the blog post. And now it's time to put in our tassel, and then just simply put it through the hole or the star shape hole that we made, like you see here, and that's it. Now we have a beautiful Floral Doodle bookmark. I went ahead and did the same to the other two, and I noticed that the tassels were a little bit too long for my preference, so I did trim them a little bit, and that's completely up to you. But that is it. Now you have these beautiful DIY watercolor floral doodle bookmarks. I think they're very easy to do, and the result is beautiful. And last but not least, if you want to take it like one step further and want them to be more durable, you can always laminate them before you add the tassels, and that's gonna make them even more durable than they are right now. But that is it. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and you give it a try. If you do, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Vial Designs. I would love to see your creation. And that's all for now. Until next time.